out in there too, so.
Sir, do you have a key for the seat?
Yes, ma'am. Welcome to Sandia Tramway. I'm Justin, I'll be your cabin operator. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And if not, enjoy the view and the city lights on the way down.
What are the cables made out of?
High tension steel.
Like suspension bridge steel?
Just about, yeah, it's almost the same grade. Because it has to hold 10,000 pounds at any given second. That's just the weight that we have in here. The car itself is about almost 5,000 pounds itself. So the cable's got to be able to withstand 15,000 pounds of dead weight. And also when the wind pushes us, it also puts a little extra weight on it. So yeah, the cables are actually rated up to 25,000 pounds. But sometimes we'll get drafts, like when we go over the rock faces, that'll push us up and then we'll come back down, so it has to be able to hold all that weight. So the maximum we can allow is 47 passengers on any given time on the car. Just it's yeah, you get to know your neighbor very quickly when there's that many people on here, I'll tell you what. But the cables, the track cables on the outside, the two smooth ones, they are 1 5/8 inch in diameter. And the cable in the middle is our haul cable. That's actually what pulls us up and down the mountain. That is 1 1/4 inches.
Good thing you got your flash. Cables holding in one pole.
Yep.
It's kind of like different.
But actually, at the lower terminal, if you go down the stairs towards the front door and then you take your left towards the bathrooms, on that wall right next to you, we actually have a diagram. We have a 5-inch piece of the track cable and the haul cable. Right. And the track cable actually has like, I believe it's 42 or like 46 individual cables inside, and then it's wrapped with high carbon steel. That way it doesn't rub off when with all the trips that we take up and down. So they're actually some really good cables. The ones that we had installed from that were installed in '66, we replaced them in 1997 at a cost of $1.8 million. In '64, it was $2 million to build this entire tram system. So you can see in 30 years how much inflation is significantly increased. But with the steel that we have these days, these cables should have a 50 to 60 year life on them. Because, you know, as technology grows, so does everything else.
97, 50 years. I'm not sure I want to be in that 50 to 60.
That's right.
You don't want to be on the outer limits.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
To get stuck once, I get in trouble.
Yeah, actually, it really just depends. If our winds are pushing us too much, what we call is it's called cable deflection. It's really hard to see, but if you look in front, you'll see that small black line. That's actually our emergency cable. We call it our E cable, and it's actually supposed to be lined up with our haul cable. It just shows how much the winds are pushing us, and we call it cable deflection. So if our cable deflection down there is reading 1 on the meter, we're actually pushed to the side about 1.5 feet.
Oh my God! Wow.
So the max that we can have while going over Tower 2 here, we cannot approach the tower if we have a cable deflection of 7.5 or greater. So it really, yeah. So the winds really do not take much to do that either. 30-mile-an-hour winds north and south can actually shut us down. Where we're in standby, we don't go up or down.
I appreciate
And
that.
yeah, there's been times where I've been waiting in front of Tower 2 about 1,500 feet out for about 1.5 hours.
Oh, nice.
Now we're getting into our windy season right now, and it's only going to get worse too. So
Oh no, we're in it.
yeah, true. But this is just the beginning of it. This isn't nothing.
It hasn't got bad.
Come towards May, I'll probably be getting home around 1 o'clock every night.
I'm not coming up.
All right. Yeah, but it's just it's basically just rules and guidelines that ANSI puts on. ANSI is basically they just control cable car systems throughout the world. It's just a separate organization, and by code, 7.5 cable deflection on our system going over to Tower 2 is 2 grade.
Is it
Yeah, but it's also globally too. What they set, a lot of other trams in the world also pretty much follow too. Most trams in the world are actually built very similar. So they both all tram systems in the world have pretty much the same like thresholds. Some are a little greater, some are a little less. It just depends on how much money they want to drop into it at time of construction engineering.
What kind of a ride do you get when it's that windy?
We're talking, the worst I've been in is about 3 feet side to side swing.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it can be really, I don't know if fun is the word I'd use. Interesting is more the word I'd use.
Terrifying.
It's not really terrifying. It's when you're coming up to the tower and you're swinging that much is when it's terrifying. We can only be swinging 1.5 feet side to side, and any more, we run the chance of actually hitting the bumper on the tower. So actually, I need to start checking my swing.
Doesn't feel like you're swinging.
Yeah, it really, it doesn't too much, but as soon as you're able to feel swing, you're swinging at least 6 inches. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching Tower 2. There is a slight dip in swing while going over.
Do you ever have people who want to come when it's rough?
No, not really. I mean, besides, unless you're me, I actually, my favorite thing to do is actually ride on top of the cable car.
You're kidding, right?
Oh no, we're able to do that as long as we're certified to do it. You are able to do it.
Do you have your parachute?
Alrighty, we're cool. Yeah, that's actually my favorite thing to do. Although the harnesses suck, you have to put them on really tight and they're quite uncomfortable. It's really nice, especially during the summer. It's free air conditioning, so.
Tram card surfing,
Huh?
Tram card surfing, Tram card
Certification.
surfing.
Oh yeah, surfing. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what I said.
It's actually a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun. That's one of my perks of being able to work here is I get to see the city lights 10 times a night, and during the day I get to ride the top of the tram if it's all right with the console operator.
Are you fastened fairly securely on top?
Oh yeah, the harnesses are rated up to 800 pounds, and actually the mechanisms that we tie down to, they have tensioning springs in them that can actually tell if you're falling by how fast they're spooling out, and they have small brake pads that will actually bring you to a slower stop instead of just a quick stop. So the quick stop in those harnesses, you can tear ligaments, break bones. So yeah, it's actually it's just the same. Huh?
They can make you talk real high.
Oh yeah, definitely. The harnesses itself make you do that. They'll have you hitting opera notes when you didn't know you could.
Yeah, I know. Been there.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the only downturn about riding on top of the cabin is you have to wear those uncomfortable things.
I jump out of planes.
Really?
Yeah, I don't ride on trams.
Straight around here, you go straight.
Nice. I still want to do that. I actually plan on doing that this summer when I finally get to take my vacation.
There you go. It's
Go
fun.
that way.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be the only one in my family crazy enough
So
to
you
do it.
got maybe 6 miles.
Yeah, exactly.
And then straight
Exactly. And I'll be the one too.
I'm tempted to want to come when it is rough. Make sure I take Dramamine for you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually if the winds are too high, really just depends. If the winds are too high, we can't ride on top. It's got to be a clear day too. So
Yeah. Well, I'd want to ride in here if it's windy.
yeah, me too. Because going through those canyons, you can get like a 40-mile-an-hour gust just out of nowhere, and if you're not ready for it, it's gonna blow you on your side or off the side of the car. So.
That'd give the people inside a show.
Oh yeah! They're just like, what is he doing up on the roof? Oh no, what is he doing on below the car right there?
Yeah, it's the name of the one that looks like it's a golf ball. That's right. What about the one that looks like it fits you wrong?
That one's the totem pole.
ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching Tower 1. Just like Tower 2, there is a slide, dip, and swing while going over.
Eat, drink.
This is where it sometimes falls off.
Yes, I did. And I said,
Yep, right. Here's where we're gonna fall.
Going to town?
You never told me no, I'd gone back and gotten it for you. It was only 99.
Dip and swing.
It's actually a lot of fun when it's like pitch black outside, because you can only see the tower when you're like 200-300 feet out, and when you go over, it's really hard to tell when you're actually going to go over the rails and then start going down. So a lot of times it catches you off guard. I think it's fun to ride the tram many times a day. The only downturn is going up and down so many times, your ears do not pop no matter what you do. So like when I go home and you know, I'm talking to my girlfriend, she has to repeat something 4 or 5 times for me to finally hear it.
Well, that might not necessarily be because of
Why do I always get that?
After 5 times, I think she usually wants to do it.
Just a good excuse is what it sounds like to me.
Hey, it is a good excuse though.
Sorry, darling, I can't hear you. I've been tramming.
Yeah.
Can I borrow that excuse?
Yes, actually.
Not after 2 rides.
I can't hear you, my ears haven't cleared.
Yeah. A week from
All right,
Thursday.
ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the lower terminal. The winds are nowhere near as bad down here as they are at the top. We might feel a couple of very light bumps. We might not even feel them at all coming into the dock. Once again, we are going to be exiting out the doors opposite of me. Hope you guys enjoyed the dinner, the ride, the view, and thank you for choosing Sandia Tram.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wonderful.
Good food, good fun,
Beautiful views.
wonderful sunset,
Mm.
bright lights.
Lots of wine.
Fine. So good.
Bottle of wine. Feels so fine.
Red, wine, you make me feel so fine.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything that was wrong at all. Except the blinds. The blinds are a little nasty, but they fixed them.
They fixed it. Yeah, because the accent has to go away. Oh, these are the ones you just got after a month. This is the last day, or tomorrow is, and they're just going to go away because they're not much weight.
Oh, yeah, that massive pipe was on it. That was converted. That couldn't
Didn't help, no.
You know, that 20-mile hike you took.
You're lying.
Uphill both
I think
ways.
it was 25, both ways up. Yes, I
Uphill both ways.
Yes, it was. It was, I could tell. Well, at least half of each was uphill. No, it was uphill both ways.
So you open at 9 in the morning?
Yes, we start with the tram actually starts taking customers at 9. We actually open at 7, but from 7 to 8:30 we do our daily maintenance run, and our maintenance actually inspect all the wheels on the top of the carriage at every slack carrier on the towers, and they inspect the entire length of the cables, make sure there isn't fatigue to them. And then we also do that in between 3 and 3:30 in the afternoon, and that's usually when you see one of us on top of a tram car.
Checking the cake.
Yeah, and people always